I'm a big fan of wearing gloves when I'm hunting, whether it's early season archery hunts or late season rifle hunts or really anything in between. I'm a fan of having gloves on my hands. So I always ask my question, who makes the best gloves? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. So there are a lot of different brands out there that make gloves. I mean, anywhere from camouflage gloves to just solid color gloves. I mean, there's so many different kinds of gloves out there, and it's really kind of hard to know which ones to wear. Obviously, during late season hunts, you're going to want some insulated gloves. But actually, I'm a fan of layering my gloves just like I do my clothing system. I layer my clothing system from a base layer to a mid layer to an outer layer, and I kind of do the same thing with my gloves. And so I want to talk a little bit today about some of the gloves that I use and which ones I find the best. By the way, if you go down below in the comment or in the description, I will link to an article that we had up on the eHunter website recently that talks about this exact topic and which gloves are the best lightweight gloves. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, is which gloves are good for early season archery hunts. And I wear them when I'm archery hunting, even when I'm using my trigger release for my bow. I'm wearing gloves. And then late season rifle hunting, I have my lightweight gloves underneath my insulated gloves. That way when I want to shoot my gun or whatever I'm shooting, I can pull the insulated gloves off and still shoot with my lightweight gloves. So I'm going to start with a couple pairs that I have here today. I also have another pair that I've used in the past. I actually don't have them anymore. They got destroyed. So, and that's kind of what happens with gloves, and something I'm going to talk about today as I talk about these different types of lightweight gloves. So the first ones I'm going to talk about are made by Cryptek. And again, if you go on the website, you can see all the details about these gloves and kind of what my thoughts are around them. So these are the Cryptek Krytos or Krytos. I'm not sure how to say it, Cryptek, but I really like these gloves. These gloves are very warm, very durable. The thing that's nice about Cryptek is they make stuff, well, their slogan is battlefield to backcountry. So they really got to make durable stuff. It's one of my favorite things about these gloves is they're lightweight, but they're also very, very durable. They do provide a little bit of warmth. So, when you're early mornings archery hunting, it is a little bit chilly. And so these provide a little bit of warmth for you. Another great thing about these gloves and most of the lightweight gloves that you'll find is that they have these conductors here in the index finger and in the thumb. We use our phones a lot in the outdoors, whether it's onX maps, phone scopes, whatever. We're always using our phones. So it is really nice to be able to have these little conductor pads so that we can actually use the touch screen on our phones. The Cryptek also has a little bit of like this rubber grip stuff. So if you're carrying a tripod or your spotting scope or whatever, you're holding on to your binoculars, there is a little bit of grip there so that you don't feel like you're going to lose them in cold conditions. So again, very warm, very easy to put on. I'm not going to say they're the easiest of the gloves to put on. The ones I'm going to talk about next are the ones that I feel like are the easiest. But these ones have a little bit of a longer cuff here. So good and bad. Sometimes it can be hard to pull on. But also I think something that I like about having this longer cuff is it allows for more warmth. There's no gap in between my jacket and my glove. So I really like these gloves. Again, very durable. I've used these for a couple seasons, and as you can see, I mean, a little bit of wearing on the rubber, but that's really about it. Yeah, very durable gloves, especially if you like the Cryptek pattern. These are amazing. So these are the Cryptek Krytos, I believe is what they're called. Great lightweight glove. Pretty much does everything you want on the inside. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of this pattern material here, nice and soft and warm. So I'm not going to say they're my favorite of all the gloves, but I've really enjoyed these gloves. They've been fantastic for me. Before I talk about these ones, the second set of gloves that I want to talk about are the Sitka Ascent gloves. I've used those for quite some time. Well, I've had those in the past for a little while. And I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say I used them for quite some time, because actually that's my biggest complaint about those gloves is the durability of them. My favorite thing about the gloves was when you put them on. They're so easy to put on. They don't have that long cuff like the Crypteks do. So super easy to put on and take off if you want to take them off. I would say any of these gloves that I'm going to talk about today, you can shoot your bow or your gun with these gloves on. So that's a huge benefit of these gloves. But the Ascents from Sitka, great pattern. They did provide some warmth, had the conductors in them, but my biggest downfall with those is the durability. Sitka is actually really well known for having durable products. And so I was really surprised that they didn't last as long as they do. And I'm pretty hard on gloves. You know, I'm opening fences and gates and crawling through brush and shell rock and things like that. And so I do put my gloves to the test, but I thought the Sitkas would last, but sadly they didn't. They ended up getting a hole in them, and I threw them away. So I don't actually have them here to share with you. But I would still put them in my top 3 for many reasons. Again, putting them on and off were easy, super comfortable. The dexterity on them was really fantastic. Again, a little bit of warmth. So I really did enjoy those gloves. And if you're a Sitka person, have at it. They're not that expensive. And I have all the prices listed out on this article. And I'll also put links below in the description that you can go ahead and just click on these. It'll take you to where you can read some more information about them, get prices on them, and actually buy them if you want. But yeah, the Sitka was a great glove, not that expensive. So if you're a Sitka person, it may be worth it to have it. But there may be some better options out there. Which brings me to my last pair of lightweight gloves. And one thing you're going to see with these gloves is they are very used. These are the King's XKG lightweight gloves. So as you can see on the palm of that, I've used these gloves a lot. I've had these gloves for quite some time. Let me share a little bit about these gloves. They come in a lot of different colors, so you can get it in most, if not all, of their camo patterns. They also come in charcoal and tan, which I love the charcoal, you know, because mainly I use them for rifle hunting. I've actually shot, goodness gracious, probably 4 or 5 big game animals with these gloves on my hands. So these are the thinnest of all of the lightweight gloves that I'm reviewing today, but they still provide a little bit of warmth in those early season hunts, and they are a fantastic base layer because they are so thin that it's easy to put these gloves on and then put your insulated gloves over the top of them. Similar to the other gloves, has these conductive prints on them, on the index and the thumb, so that you can use your phone. Used it a lot with this. I've put these gloves to the test, honestly. I've done so much with them, had them for a very, very long time, and they have really stood the test of time. And that's why they are my number one lightweight glove. You'll see that on the article as you're seeing it here. For durability purposes, love them. But then again, you can get them in so many different patterns. You know, if you're a King's Camo pattern fan, like the Desert Shadow or Mountain Shadow or whatever, you can get these gloves that match your kit. If you're not, say you use a different kind of camo, whether it be, I don't know, KUIU, Sitka, Cryptek, whatever, you can still get these. Yeah, it does say Kings on them, but it still matches it still will go along with your stuff if you're kind of one of those matchy people. I would say for the most part, hunters really don't care, but there's a few of us, I'm going to throw myself in that crew, us out there that like to be, you know, matching, for lack of better words. So again, number one glove for lightweight gloves for me. Great base layer in the cold weather, late season hunts. Wonderful glove in the early season archery or rifle hunts. Perfect for those early season mornings. It just keeps your hands just warm enough that you're not freezing. If you need to stuff a hand warmer down in them, you can also do that. Great looks. Fantastic looks. They've got the grip on the inside. I've kind of wore this one out. It's got the King's logo here on the side as well as the XKG tag there. It does go up on your cuff a little bit, not as much as the Cryptek, but a little bit more than the Sitka. So it's kind of that perfect in between. And then again, what sets this apart from the rest is the durability. These things last for a very, very long time. So that would be my number one lightweight glove that I would recommend to you all. Again, down below in the description, I'll put links to these gloves. Leave me a comment. Let me know which glove you would recommend. Do you use one of these 3 gloves? Do you use a different brand of glove? We've had some comments on the website as well as on social media regarding this. Some people get gloves from Costco. Some people get gloves from all sorts of different places that they use. But for the price, you're really going to have a hard time beating some of these gloves. These Keen's gloves, I think they're like 25 bucks, something like that. Again, the link will be down below. You can click on it, go check it out and buy it if you want. But that's pretty cheap for a lightweight glove that's going to last that long. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down there below, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell. Going to do a lot of videos for you guys coming up, a lot of really good information. If you guys have any questions, let us know.